operational. Yep. Excellent. Let me pull that chat up. Quite a few viewers. Oh, I guess you guys are engaging. Let's go. Keep tapping. Keep liking. Keep subscribing. Pulling up chat really quick. We are good. Rarely does something go that smooth here for us. What's up, Tonzi? What's up, Pickle? Noir 5G. How are you? How are you? How's everybody doing? Anybody get a notification? Nice. Nice. Mo Alex says he got it. Thank you, sir. That's valuable research data for me. Appreciate that. Where was I? Bitcoin making history. And you were tuned in at the right time. Never have I seen Bitcoin at an all-time high like this. Literally, what percent? At the open of today, the close of yesterday, 1%, 1.5%. Every other time in history, minus this run that I have watched Bitcoin, these have been the hypest, most explosive retail FOMOing events that I've ever seen in my entire lifetime. And part of me misses that. Are you guys feeling that? Like in your sentiment, in your chest, like this void of where's this excitement? You've got me hooked on it. You promised me excitement, Bitcoin. Where is it? It's weird. Back in 2020, man, in December of 2020, heading into Q1, this was some of the craziest, hypest, retail everywhere. People asking every single day in the chat, should I like sell my house and buy leveraged Bitcoin? You know, just the craziest, stupidest things you could hear. It's a two-sided sword. It's a good thing that we don't have that, you know, I'll say ignorant or even dangerously FOMO sentiment for retail right now, because that's not a good thing. It doesn't help them out, doesn't help our space out. But I feel this lack. And something about this is insane. It's just absolutely insane that they're sleeping. They're not here. When do they come in? We had talked about this over the years, and I had speculated 50,000 probably will see some excitement. Didn't really happen. And then I said 100,000 will be the moment where the world can no longer ignore us, because mom and pop at home see, you know, they see 100,000, or they see 60,000 in 21. They see, you know, 40, 30, 50. To them, it's all the same number. It's just, you know, 5 digits. But when that next digit at 100K was added, I thought for sure people would be forced. Their monkey brain neuron would activate and they would say, ooh, big number. Ooh, big. It didn't happen. Here we are just at 110, 109,000. And honestly, viewership across the space, not just my channel, not just us, everyone, growth across the space and socials, I want to say it's not far from bear market lows. Now that made sense. Maybe in April, made sense last year in August, as it was really boring for long periods of time. But here we are. You guys saw the thumbnail. Of course, thumbnails are always a little embellishing, a little fun, because they have to be. That's how YouTube operates, basically. There was a little fun. They're always a little grander than life. But this is very real. Let's recreate this thumbnail quick. What do we have here, guys? We have an incredibly bullish structure, and it doesn't even really matter where you draw this, where you look for it. You got crazy bullish structure. You could call this an inverse head and shoulders, left shoulder, right shoulder, head. You could throw the left shoulder out and you could just say cup and handle. And that's just zoomed in on this year's price action. I think when you zoom out, I guess it's not technically a big cup and handle. Maybe it is. Maybe it is, right? You zoom out and you see this pattern kind of repeating as a fractal. It's not perfect, but it's there. You have this cup, big U, little u, move to the upside pattern. This is just starting to look like a fractal again, isn't it? It's starting to look exactly the same. In 21, we even had this kind of double top that brought us into the bear market, right? Boom, boom, we went down. Double top into the big U, then to the little u, right? You zoom in here and this looks almost exactly like that. You have this double top, bear market. Of course, this is a much smaller time frame, much quicker piece. Move up, cup and handle, blast to the upside. There is nothing in this world right now that makes me think that this chart is bearish or going to be bearish. There's a lot of uncertainty. Trump again calling for interest rate cuts. Kind of reminded me of Bernie Sanders asking for your support at this point. It's like every week. We're going to get cuts eventually. I'm not sold. We have the FOMC actually in just 1 week. I have that scheduled here. Make sure you tune in for that. Those are our big fun streams. 1 week from now, Wednesday, you'll be here. Sure, Powell will be here. I'm not so confident, not so hopeful that interest rate cuts will come in June, but it is possible. The Fed has stated that they are looking for cuts this year, or cuts this year in the past mid-year or whatever. Could be on the table. I don't know. We had very strong CPI data come in for May, month over month. I believe beat expectations again. That's good. That's inflation slowing, inflation cooling. I'm just not convinced that it's there yet. Just not convinced that it's there yet. I don't think that we are seeing what has taken place this year showing up in that data yet. And if you break down that data, you actually will find that though the overall forecast was beat, inflation was down versus expectations. If you look into it, lots of the core goods are still very, very hot. And they're just kind of being displaced. I can't remember what it is by. Maybe it's by housing. It's being displaced by something else being lower. But when you look at like food or energy, I think those things are still very hot and above that 2% inflation target. It's going to come. We're going to find out together, right? I don't know. I don't know the future, guys. If you're tuning in for the first time, I am not a fortune teller, though I play one on TV. I just look at charts. I trade charts. That's it. I don't know the future. I don't pretend to. I'd probably have a lot more followers if I LARPed around as Miss Cleo and did some song and dance of, I'm telling the future. Yeah, I don't do that. I'm wrong. I'm right. I'm just here. That's right. Getting off topic, getting off track. Where were we? Bitcoin history being made. History being made. I think that's a great topic. We are here. I've been seeing people post like Bitcoin's been above 100K for some amount of days, making history. Where are they getting this from? All right. Oh, this didn't break. Okay, never mind. I was about to criticize them. For some reason, I thought June 5th wicked below 100K. They are correct. We have been above 100,000 since May 8th. That is history. That is history. Let's go. 30 days above 100,000. That is pretty epic. I'm not going to lie. We could look back and say how many days did we spend at other kind of all-time high prices. I don't know if that's really valuable. Clearly, when the market tops out, we will remain above our price for a long time and stagnate. So I don't know if that's super valuable. That was actually my plan when I fired up the stream. I was like, we'll go back and look at the other times this happened. But that might not even make sense. 100K is a psychological level, but it just didn't have the impact that we expected, or the impact that I would have expected. The psychological adding of the digit didn't really do much. Still sits with me weird. There's something weird about this bull run. We have talked about it in this stream many a times, but for those of you just tuning in, 2-cent take. This bull run looks very different. It was early to an all-time high pre-halving. The moves that we've seen have had very brief windows of explosive upward price action, which is very Bitcoin. In fact, Bitcoin in a bull run tends to see only about 10 days out of the entire year that have, 10 days that make up the majority of the upside gain. So what that means is basically 1 in 3, 10 days out of 360, 1 in 30-ish days, like one day out of the month is simplified. Maybe a little, 1 day out of each month with important price action or the big moves. So that means there is a lot of nonsense in between, a lot of sideways price action, a lot of nothing. But this just doesn't fit the bill. It doesn't feel right from a chart perspective, and it doesn't feel right even from a sentiment perspective that we've talked about. There's very little new interest in crypto. The people that are here, pat yourselves on the back because you have made it. Somehow this bull run is like a bear market in ways, in feels. You've made it. Pat yourself on the back. Take a second. Don't beat yourself up, because I know you will beat yourself up, and you probably do often, but give yourself some credit for once. This is weird. This isn't easy like the last bull runs. The last bull runs felt amazing. You had this feeling of, I'm just going to throw all my money in it. I'm going to put all my money in it. I'm going to sell my clothes. I'm going to put more money in it because I have to. And there's been almost none of that, if any of that. Has anyone really felt that way with Bitcoin this run? I know I haven't. This is, in fact, the first run where I don't have the feeling yet, maybe it's still to come, but I don't have the feeling yet that my life is going to change meaningfully. I felt that in 2017. I was like, my life is I'm about to be a jillionaire. Of course, I was newer back then. I was FOMOing. I thought it was going to go up forever. But I had this feeling of my life's going to change. And then in 2021, as we broke through all-time high, headed in 50Ks, I felt that again. I was like, my life is going to change meaningfully. I never have to stream again. I'll never do anything again. I'll like get into philanthropy, live off dividends. My life didn't really change. That bull run was cut short. But this time, even at 110,000, I don't really feel it. I don't really feel like my life's going to change. It's like I feel almost defeated by these cycles. Like if Bitcoin's going to go to 150K and then we're going to go into a bear market, like from 100 to 150K is not going to change my life. It certainly is awesome. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of wealth gain, but it's not going to change my life. I'm not going to like start traveling all the time, like just never be at home, just be abroad traveling, nothing's really going to change. Maybe that is the setup for something different. And this was a really long-winded way of getting to what I was going to say. Maybe we have a setup for something different. And we have speculated about this since January-ish of last year. When we look at gold got an ETF surprisingly late. A lot of you would be shocked to learn this. 2004, gold got its ETF spot. For some reason, I thought it would have been like in the 1900s. Anyway, got a spot ETF. It had gone through volatile price action before. And once the ETF, the spot ETF started, and these ETFs began filling their coffers with spot gold, the price action changed a little bit. It went from more volatile to something, I'll say at least for Bitcoin, like when you compare it to Bitcoin, is more Bitcoin-esque, or the way it is right now. Hold up. I can stumble over my words or I can just show you. I'm going to show you real quick. There we go. Volatile, up and down, lots of sideways. And right about here is probably when the first participants, this was a few years early. This was 2001. This is probably where the first participants knew there would be a gold ETF at some point, right? There's always a little baking it in. Before things happen, there's always people who know before, big money, they act on it. But right about here, 2004, gold got its spot ETF, and look what it did. In my opinion, it behaved a lot. I'm like kind of jumping ahead, drawing some conclusions early. This could break, this could end up aging badly, but just observing, like I said, I'm wrong, I'm right, whatever. I'm just doing my best. I think this is kind of like a vibe that I'm getting, is maybe Bitcoin is going to do something like this, where it's not explosive blow off top like gold had in 1975. This looks like Bitcoin. In fact, that looks a lot like Bitcoin. Maybe it's going to do something like gold did when it got its ETF, which is a bias to upward price action. It is kind of like a 45-degree angle up into the right, where it moves up and then it has these long periods of sideways. It moves up, kind of goes back to the previous high, moves up again. Like this. Get an exciting move up, sideways for a year and a half, big move up, back test that previous high. In hindsight, this has been sideways again for like 2 years. You get a move up. Maybe Bitcoin is going to start behaving more like that, more like gold post ETF. And that could have some really cool implications. And I would argue that the lack of interest by retail right now, the lack of euphoria, the lack of FOMO and hype, might be a reflection of that. It has been very clear to me as an investor, a trader, guy on YouTube, that hype is actually bad. Hype is like poison. When things get hype, that is almost, I'm just going to say it, always. Hype always marks the top of everything, not just Bitcoin, of everything. Every altcoin pump I've ever seen that melted faces. By the time people were talking about it, by the time everyone was like, oh my God, the Pepe, Doge, whatever, going to the moon, it's never going to stop, like has always marked the top. And so I have always felt that hype is almost like a poison to the charts. You logically think, okay, hype drives price. Buyers come in, price goes up. I don't know. I can't explain why it doesn't work, but it doesn't seem to work at all. It seems like hype is poison. We have managed to keep hype, or we, the chart, on Bitcoin has managed to keep hype at virtually zero. As soon as it got a little hypey, I'll say the biggest point of hype in this run was March of last year, pre-halving, broke all-time high. Right here, look what happened. Instantly, price action just blue balls it, right? people got a little bit excited, and I'm saying a little bit excited. If all of this was like a 2 out of 10, here was maybe like a 6 out of 10, and then by August was right back to a 0 or 1 out of 10 hype. And then what happened? As soon as everyone said, screw this, I'm done, tops in, whatever, Bitcoin started going up again. We had some hype. If this was a 6, maybe this was a 4. We had a little bit of hype into the new year. With the election, Trump had won. People were very optimistic about markets, about things pumping. We had a little bit of hype, but that was still nothing compared to March, which again was nothing at all compared to 2021-ish, this time frame. People here, this was like Elon on SNL yelling about Doge, Tesla accepting Bitcoin. This was like the biggest just hype. People were all about everything. Whoa. Yeah, a little porn groove turned back on. I'm going to turn that music back on though. That mix was pretty fire. Hold up. I'll just have it grooving in the background. Here we go. It's a little quiet. Volume check. Need a little louder. There we go. Let me know what that is. And by the way, for all of you in chat, please keep hitting the like buttons, keep subscribing, keep engaging with the live streams. Hello to the short stream. If you see a very skinny, tall stream, you are on the stream designed for mobile phones. If you're not on a mobile phone, come on over to the main stream where most of the people are. If you're on a mobile phone, maybe go over to the mobile stream, whatever. But keep engaging, tap the screen, subscribe, like, share it out, put in a message for the poll. All the goodies. The more you do that, the more YouTube shows this to more people, and that's how our family grows. We've been here live on YouTube 6 years. We're live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, often more. We have a beautiful trading playlist, a free trading course on this channel. Check it out. Got the tunes on. What's he gonna do? Oh yeah, I'm gonna get to the chat in just a minute. I'm not ignoring you guys. I just like to get through kind of my thoughts, my analysis, what I want to look at for the day. Before I get distracted by you guys. We're going to look at what you want to look at. Whatever it is that's keeping your attention. I'm sure Ethereum will be a big request today. All right. Where was I? I was in the groove. I think I just de-grooved myself. That's all right. Let's see. Beautiful run. 109.3 broken. Let's look at long time frames. I don't know if we'll do too much short time frame today, but we'll see. Quarterly, up at last quarter's wick high. January's all-time high. Beautiful candle here. Beautiful, beautiful candle. Closing in June. Okay, 19 days. Very, very low bar here. 19 days, just hold 93.3. That's it. The yearly open. Hold that. We have a bullish order block. This chart looks amazing. Honestly, close up here, which I think is likely, if not higher. And I think we full send it. We full send it to the rest of the year. I 100% believe we have more all-time highs coming. Year is still fresh. Look at the month. How can you be bearish on this monthly, man? Last month, closing above resistance. This month, still green. You already had a little run of the stops down here. We talked about this on the live. 1024. This was also a trade in the Crown Crypto group. Successful. Here we go. Dude, this music the vibe went down. Bring it back up. Bring it back up. Monthly good. Quarterly good. How's the week? Week. Yeah. Hammer candle last week. Sweep the lows. Hammer candle back up at weekly resistance right now. 109 whatever. 109.2. That looks beautiful, man. Ichimoku Cloud. Oh, I messed with the settings. Just gonna get rid of it. Bollinger Bands, nothing there. Okay. This candle's a little ugly. Yesterday's close, I'm glad it closed green, so it's not like a hanging man. And it still is kind of like a hanging man candle. Kind of ugly. If we trade lower than yesterday today, which is not far from current price. This is really a tight range. You got to zoom in. 1083. we may look to fill some of this. If we do, if we trade lower than 108.3 today, I think we're probably looking for a back test of about 106, right back down here. You don't even have like a line here. I'm still betting that we continue up. I don't think that this is going to happen. But if we do, 106. This is beautiful resistance to test this support. I don't think we do yet. Barcoding. Little barcode candles up here. When did we see this? We were seeing a ton of this at some point in this run. Where was it? I don't remember. I'm not going to look at it. Okay. Let's get rid of a little bit. Our correlation with stocks increasing since the start of June. We see Bitcoin and stocks more correlated as price action has moved up. Where's stocks at? Stocks are moving up. This looks so weird though. I'm not sure. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that the S&P is going to break and hold an all-time high here this month. It's climbed back up, but this is just a weird climb, man. The V-shaped recovery is great. This is great from a chart perspective, but this is just odd. Usually you expect that to break to the downside. Holding. Seeing some of this momentum from the move to 110 cool off here, which is not what I wanted to see, but I'm seeing some of that cool off. See money flow kind of dripping down, momentum losing a little bit of that upward force. People are going to say, oh, okay, bull flag. You're going to hear bull flag called here. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it as much though. Don't see the short term. I don't see any, like, looking at the hour down into minutes here. Not a lot of super bullish signal going on. A lot of just momentum chilling, which I don't want to see on a move up like this. One thing though that is standing out and not in contrast to what we've seen over the last few months, RSI with a bias above 50 here. Down on the hourly, you see it. On the 4 hour, not as clean, but you can see at this point, RSI spending more time above 50 than it had been, let's say, heading in the first quarter of this year, right? Bias to the upside, that is good. This is the best way to use RSI. We put a video out on RSI. It's on the free playlist on the channel. But this is the best way, in my opinion, to use it, is just look for the bias. Is it remaining above 50 or is it really struggling? Like I'll say back here, it was struggling. The bias was below 50. And you can see this was from January-ish 20. Let's even just disclude the high into what? April. Into, I'll say, with the bottom of the structure. Bias to the bottom doesn't mean it can't go up, can't go above 50, but when it does, it returns to below 50 and remains there. We're seeing a definite, a visible shift of that. That's good. That's good news. Man, on like every time frame, we're seeing this cup form again. Fractal-tastic. This mix, man, I like this mix. Not quite the same on the lower time frames. Lower time frames not giving me a ton of confidence that we're moving up right now. But we do have a poll going on in the main chat. After this, after I show this poll, we're gonna interact with the chat. It's been too long. We do have a poll going on. It has 410 votes. New highs this week. Almost half of us on the mainstream are thinking. I do agree. Timing is always really hard. We like to put it up as a poll because it's engaging, it's fun, it's interesting. But Timing in trading is, in my opinion, almost a fool's game. It's fun to think about. It's fun to speculate, but it's almost a fool's game. It's so hard. You could say, you're like, we're right next to the all-time high. It should blast out right now. Like, by all means, Bitcoin should just blast all-time highs right now. It's within 1%. It could take months. And then as soon as you're like, oh man, it's not coming, it just blasts through, right? Timing is hard, but it's fun to think about. Interesting that half of us think this week. Usually we go against sentiment, whatever the majority of us are thinking. Usually we think the other way is correct. Maybe that is the case still here, but part of me thinks that because there's just no new people, there's no really people FOMOing or anything, that our sentiment can be correct. When sentiment is very high, usually it goes against it, but it might be able to be correct right now. Rare. All right, we're going to jump into alts and things, other charts. But let me pull up the chat here. If you are here today, right now, if you're present with us, say hello. I've got both the chats open. Blessings. What's up, John? How you doing, John? 316. Buy and stake that Chronos, says Clever. All right. Nirvana sideways cooling up. How you doing, man? What's up, Magic Man? Your algorithm is finally showing more Tom live streams and not just to FOMC. This was a little bit. We're testing something out. This was a experiment today. Let me show you. This was an experiment. We have 2 lives right now. Double live. We have the main one that has almost 1,000 viewers. The horizontal for computer screen stream. And then we have a thin, tall one for mobile devices. It's interesting that people are saying, YouTube's showing me your streams now. That's coming from the short stream. It's interesting. I don't really understand what YouTube's doing with that. But I'm glad that you found us, that you're back. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let YouTube know you want to return. What's up, Iron Man? What's up, Sebastian? Guys, have you delivered your like yet? Drop the likes, my friend. What's up, Brandon Keys, Bullish Mike, Craig, Dogecoin or ADA? We can look at those. What's up, John Odendahl, Stairway B, Thomas East. Thomas East, I feel like you're one of the first subscribers of this channel ever. I feel like you were. What's up, GWO? Will Bitcoin behave more like gold after the ETF? If Bitcoin will behave more like gold after the ETF, what will be the new reference in crypto? What do you mean by that? New reference? I think Bitcoin will remain the reference. The main pair, the liquidity. Moving more like gold post-ETF. Maybe it does have implications on upside. Maybe it does. I'll think about it. What's up, King Peasant? Lemon Graphics, hello. No problem with your sound, says ZigZag. Is there a problem with the sound? What's up, Crypto Chief? Stairway B, dumped to 107. Then blast off. All right. Syrup, Randy. What's up, Randy? What's up, Tillin? Mafia 90. You have a problem with sound. What's the problem? What's the sound problem? What's good? I'm doing well. Are you guys doing well? Who's feeling good today? What's up, Bad Saf? Some great trades out there. What are you trading, Saf? Paper Planes, David Middleman. Who else is here? 1779 Redbeard. 76 Redbeard, my bad. It's Adam Bazard. Adam Bazard. Albert Radjadika. Astros X. Burrow XZ. Brandon Keys. Bullish Mike. Chip off the old blockchain. What's up, bro? Good to see you. X Fresh FX. 7 Fresh FX. Derek Merrill, you're over on the short stream too. It's weird. It's weird who it decides to show that to. Dutang over there. DJ Ricochet. Robbie Admiral Zorg. What's up, man? Magic Man. Clever Custom Performance. What else we got? Crypto Arrow. Dale. What's up? Dale Russell. David Middleton. Dylan Va. DZ Hinzolia. Zwood. Who else I missed? Line in my pocket. What's up, bro? Dinkles, how are you doing? Paper Planes, Reef Song Records, Sebastian, Shane 42. Who else? Two Big Paws, Tom Kumagai, Warren G, Wojak, Zigzag, K-Jam, and I'm sure I missed like a bunch of other people. All right, what are we looking at? What are we looking at today, boys? How you feeling? What were we looking at? The goat of Goatsville. Thank you. I'm feeling good today. No problems with the sound. Yeah, I agree. All right, KJM with a valid sound problem here for the stream that I'm not bullish enough. I agree. I'm trying, guys. You know, you've watched me live for 6 years through 2 bear markets. Be bullish through them. This one's wearing on me, and we're at 110K. I'm trying. It's wild. Total looking good. SolEth, we can look at SolEth. 𝐓𝐵TC, we can look at that. You think Bitcoin closed bearish daily engulf like this is fine? You got a bearish engulf? I don't even know if I looked at the day. Yeah, the bearish engulf. This is what I said earlier, Admiral. As long as Bitcoin doesn't trade below yesterday's low, the wick low here, 108.3-ish, this is fine. No, it is not a good candle. Not a good candle at all. If it does trade below 103, I think that we have a very reasonable play to be made, whether that's a short down to 106 or a long from 106. I think that is I think both of those could be in play on the break of yesterday's low. Not what I want to see, but honestly, this isn't going to change my macro or something, right? The bigger view, who cares? We're just chilling at 110K. Are we going to come down all the way to 106? Oh no, or 102, or, you know, only down, what? 3% from the all-time high. That's literally nothing for the coin. I remain bullish. That daily, I would like to see close higher. And as you can see, yesterday, that happened. Yesterday traded down 108.3, and into the close, it closed green. So maybe we're looking at the same thing. It's possible. I'm not worried. Today you got your thought on the mind. Damn, yeah, dude. Hendrik, Bitcoin crashed to 109K today. My life is ruined. I'll never recover from this, ever. The stream on X is endless buffering. Weird. Thank you, Pro BTC. Who knows? That's probably X then. It's probably their platform. Goofing. Let me see if it streams for me. I don't really care if it doesn't. Yeah, you must be right. You must be right, because look, 4 views. 4 views, yet it has 862 views. Yeah, there's something goofy there. You know what I'll do? There we go. Let's just delete it. Done. Thanks for the tip, though. Thanks for the heads up, brother. I do appreciate that. Dude, why is oil pumping, Isaac? I'm not sure. Maybe we'll pull up oil. We're going to get to altcoins, though. We're going to do altcoins first, but I'll pull up oil. Anything spicy? Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see the X either. Who knows? It's not like a huge move. Honestly, like almost nothing has happened. It's just in that downtrend. What, 69, 70 bucks on the week here? Like, get up to the 70-ish mark. Really, you need 72. Get a higher high, and then something has happened. Here, it's just playing very much in that range that seems to like have been in forever. Where are we at? Dominance. Dominance with a lower low. Interesting. Ethereum. You want to look at Ethereum first? We'll do that. Then we'll do Solana. How am I doing, Steve? I'm doing really freaking good, my friend. How are you doing? Feeling good today. Doing good, feeling good. Has not been. You know what it is? I had a great night of sleep. I have no idea why last night I slept well. Typically, I sleep pretty crappy. Like, I'll wake up a bunch of times at night. I don't know. For no apparent reason. I took NyQuil. Maybe that was it. I'll just pass the F out. I slept for like 8 hours straight. I don't even know the last time I did that. Extreme INOP. Yeah, apparently the Extreme is regged. No idea why. It has to be X. It can't be me, because my data is going out. You know, like my computer is my palm, and then my fingers are all the places that's sending the data. It's sending the exact same data, right, out to all the fingers. So it's what happens when the data gets there that you're seeing. Has to be X. It's not me. Full moon season, baby. Howl at the full moon. Is it a full moon today? Crypto Sharknado, are you here to weigh in? Is it the strawberry moon? Could be. Let's take a look at Ethereum, Bitcoin, ETH. What's up, Janix? I see you, brother. NyQuil put me the F to sleep last night. May's close for Ethereum was really, really strong. You closed above 2,500. In April, we speculated about the bottom being in. You guys saw a rare Tom Crown. A rare Tom Crown. I think actually this goes all the way back to like 24. I think that's when I was selling my Ethereum. I think I shorted Ethereum late 24. Late 24, and I sold my spot early 24 at 4K. You saw me do it. It was hard being bearish because I love being bullish. But I was honestly bearish on Ethereum. You guys saw it. Until April of this year. And we will go into why that changed right after we get through the USD pair. But last month, May, confirming that reversal, I believe. Closed above the 50-month moving average. Closed above 2,500. That was our pivot target. This month, higher highs. I'm not sure why one would bet maybe against Ethereum putting in more highs this year. 3,700 seems very reasonable. Inefficiency on the way down. You have, for the most part, retaken this previous support, broken that resistance, and then you're looking to fill in this inefficiency. Let me look at the quarter, though. I think there's something else here. 3,300. There's definitely some resistance in the threes. 3,300 on the quarter. There's like 3.7 on the month. You've got prices to push through that I would have been very pessimistic on until recently. April pumped the USD pair and closed above the 200 week, putting Ethereum back into the bull territory. You will find, if you look back on the Ethereum chart, that anytime Ethereum has spent under the 200 week, it has been in a bear market. You can kind of extrapolate this out with your mind here from 2018 to 2020, this being under the 200 week, even though it didn't exist then. Returned underneath it in 2022, kind of bounced off it. This was bear market territory, but that was retaken in May. May really fixed this chart. Maybe this is what we're messing with here, this weekly. I never noticed this rejected high from February. Right here. Interesting. Anyway, traded sideways above the 200. Now we're breaking through, looking for a weekly close above 2,700. I think that's in the cards. This is where I got very spicy here. We took longs on Ethereum on this channel and in our group, crowncrypto.com. Join crowncrypto.com. Check it out. Get a free trial. At 2,500. And I'll admit, this was a sketch trade, man. Got very close to our stop. This trade took a long time. In fact, it hasn't even closed yet. For a 16% gain, there were probably better trades to have taken at that point. 31 days, 30-ish days have passed. What I like here as well, Ethereum in the USD pair not only broke this downtrend of lower high, lower low, rejecting from previous support, just complete no bid weakness. Not only did it then put in higher highs, hold and break previous supports, flip to resistances, turn them into supports again that we saw here. And then it got the flag up to the 200-day. It has retaken the 200-day again after testing it as resistance over and over and over again, holding its lows. It ate through that resistance, closed on Monday above, and here we are. Ethereum is very much in bull territory. I think that the bet is upward. Whether you're just looking for 3,000, because it can come down to what kind of trading you're doing, or higher, back to the 37s-ish into this year, I think is very reasonable. If you missed the long, watch what happens. Watch for the reaction. I believe Ethereum will return to its 200-day moving average at some point. It has a golden cross coming up. Maybe I should start tweeting about that. Golden cross in the day is coming up, man. Let's see. Pretty soon even. In this month, in June. 23rd of June, Monday, Tuesday, 23rd. You heard it here first. Ethereum preparing for that sweet daily golden cross. Wait, how far away were they on the... No. Okay, never mind. Preparing for it. Watch for local topping. Watch for local topping. Maybe Ethereum makes that move towards the mid 3,000s and comes back down to that cross. 2,600-ish. I'm getting distracted. What I was saying is, I do believe it will return to the 200-day at some point. Could make the move up first and then back. But when it does, there may be a nice entry if you miss the entry. That's looking good. Retook the 200-day. Retook the 200-week. Putting in higher highs. Holding support. Breaking resistance. Ethereum USD looks good. I told you I would tell you why we got bullish on Ethereum in April. Yeah, we're not crystal ballers. This is why. This is the reason I was bearish on Ethereum to begin with. 𝐓𝐵TC. Wet noodle, man. Zero bullishness, no bids. This was lower highs all the way down. We watched this happen in real time on this channel. As it was falling. I said something very specific. I made a condition of when I would change my mind, when I would rebuy. 𝐓𝐵TC is 0.018. This is your, honestly, your just last hope of support. This has been falling so consistently. We said when it reaches 0.018, I'm going to rebuy some Ethereum. I'm going to look to flip my bearish stance to bullish. Going to look to. I'd say that confirmed. I did rebuy some. I did, my stance did change. But this is the first actual bounce Ethereum has seen on this time frame. Really, since it started falling in 21. This is the first real bounce. You can kind of look at these, but no. Here's what we need. We need Ethereum to close above 0.25. Reclaim this order block. It'll probably, I think if it gets that close, actually move to 0.33 quick. Closing below, maybe we come back down, fill the monthly or the quarterly inefficiency 0.21, something like that. But anyway, got the bounce. Beautiful hammer candle forming here on the quarter. Last month, bullish engulf, man. Ethereum last time, when did it ever look like this? It hasn't in a long time. This support has confirmed. Doesn't mean it's invulnerable, but it's confirmed as support. I think we are going to see Ethereum gain on Bitcoin. You're hearing people talking about Ethereum outpacing Bitcoin. Yeah, dude, I don't know, for like a month after years of falling. That will be true. I think it will remain true for a little bit. I think we're going to see Ethereum return to 0.33. Some major support that didn't hold. When it does, we might look for a pullback. If it's extremely bullish, I think we see the V-shaped recovery form and it heads to 0.05. That'd be gorgeous. This is what I think is in play here, though. We're wrapping up this month in 20 days, close above 0.25, and one of these paths is very, very likely. One reason I got bullish is similar to the USD pair. Ethereum could just not hold. Every support, every bounce, sold off, lower highs, weakness. We saw a similar reversal. Exactly. I mean, about as exact as it gets on charts, man. Exactly at the price we were looking for. The dollar pair started behaving different. The Bitcoin pair is behaving different now. I think that downtrend is over. Doesn't mean there will be downtrends in the future, but I think this downtrend is over for now. Ethereum has been testing resistance, eating away at its strength at 0.25. It's put in a higher high today. It is painting my favorite bullish pattern in crypto. One of the only ones I ever see work with any consistency. Probably going to regret saying that because it's going to stop working someday. Flat top, baby. Flat top, lows coming up. What this means is as long as Ethereum continues to hold its low, its recent low 0.23, I'm looking for more upside. This is tradable in that sense. The invalidation for this long being, all right, well, if I break a low, you can make it very tight. You can make it a little less conservative. Aim for 0.3. Get a nice 2-to-1 right here, tradable. Ethereum looking very good. Very, very good. Money flow on the day, rolling up, momentum, remaining up, fighting. Look at this momentum. From December 24 until May of this year, dude, even for a minute, it couldn't hold bullish momentum. Look at this span, July all the way to November. Couldn't hold bullish momentum at all. That's not usual. That is clear bear. Typically, momentum will spend almost equal sides on above and below the zero line. Now it has a bias to the upside. Money flow's coming up, view up's up, momentum's up. Bullish. I'm bullish on Ethereum. Throwback to the RSI comment. RSI remaining above 50, holding. Ethereum looking good. We're gonna do Solana next. That was long. That took longer than I thought. What's up, Trade Intuition? How you doing, brother? Trade Intuition is another crypto streamer here on YouTube. You guys go check him out. Flat top power. What's up, Ion? New here. What am I doing, Travis? We're looking at charts, man. Looking at charts. Are you into trading? Are you into charts? You just stumble in. It does happen. Looking at crypto charts specifically. We just looked at Ethereum. We looked at Bitcoin in the beginning. Looked at Ethereum. Now we're going to jump into Solana in just a little bit. Want to get a little bit more engagement, a little more chat from you guys. Did we already do Doge now? Nah, man, I'm going slow. What's up, 𝐂𝐨𝐮𝐫𝐿𝐼? How are you, bro? Tom in vertical mode. That's right. I don't even know if you're still here, Nostalgic. I'm here. I'm here, baby. What's up, Dave Kane? Vulcan. Gaming? Although, I kind of feel like the crypto gaming capitulation has come and gone for creators now. So maybe that is marking the bottom. Can we do BTC? Yes, we can, David. We're going to do that next. What's up, Grace Foundation? Romanian Pitbull. Stefan Nijelus. What's up, bro? Lion. We are now seeing the first trend reversal in a year. Count out Polygon because institutions are buying up. I don't know why I showed the short versions over on the YouTube mobile versions of your live. Yeah, I don't know why it serves short streams to people not on phones. It seems weird, but whatever. What's up, Bob Saget? Do I think Bitcoin will pull back at the Golden Cross? Do I think Ethereum will pull back at the Golden Cross like Bitcoin did? Probably. Probably, bro. Who did I miss? If I missed you, just say hello again. How you doing, Pickle? Rab. Can I look at Colt? We got a few other charts in the stream, perhaps. What's up, Dylan VA? Barack. These are my top 3 alts. You know, I'm a bit of a maxi, so I don't really have them in that sense. But if you want to say charts, hype. I'd like to see hype pull back a little bit. I'd like to see an entry. Say 40. Hype is at all-time high in dollars. Hit a new all-time high today. I don't own any of this, so I'm just saying what I see. I'm just saying the charts. It's at an all-time high versus Bitcoin. That is the big kicker for me, guys. This is the kicker for me. We were watching this, and I was saying before it broke all-time high against Bitcoin, I said, this is insane. Like, I'm shocked to see this chart. I'm honestly shocked. Nothing else really looks this way. Granted, this is a baby coin, right? It only started trading in December of last year. So this is fresh. But I was shocked because I can't name another coin that's doing this. Do I believe in this coin or something? No, dude, I don't give a shit. It's just probably another rug, like, you know, long-term rug like most things. But the chart right now, man, hard to ignore. Hard to ignore. We're gonna do Solana though. Bitcoin trad in Bitcoin. Sir, trade in Bitcoin as media. Sure. Let me see. We're doing Solana next. What else are you guys looking at today? Bob who? Bob Saget. What did you call me? What you call me, boy? There you go. Here's my trad in Bitcoin. There it is. There it is. My trad in Bitcoin up 24%. Not doing too bad here. 103.2. Not the best entry. I'll take it though. Feeling pretty good. Pretty good about that long. Should I just close it now and look to reopen? Probably. I'm not going to do that. This trade on Femex, by the way. If you're looking for an exchange with no restrictions, meaning anyone can sign up anywhere, check out the link. It's in the video description below. You'll get some nice bonuses, and you'll get the support of myself if you need it with those exchanges. Femex and BYDFI in the video description below. Our partners. Good stuff. I was 200 USD, totally lost. So now you need best entry for Bitcoin for the recovery. I mean, we did Bitcoin. We did Bitcoin pretty in depth earlier. If I was looking for an entry on Bitcoin, I'd probably be looking right here at 106, 105.9. That's probably where I'd look. Thoughts on syrup? All right, Randy. Let me do Sol and then I'll do syrup. You heard Hype's exchange trading experience is chunky. Oh, I bet it's hella clunky, dude. Hella clunky. I bet it's not good. We have a DEX partner too, by the way. Antarctic Exchange. That's in the link below. No custody. No nothing. No KYC, no nothing. I bet it's clunky as hell. No, that's how DEXs are. That's just the nature of the game at this point. I have weird feelings about Hyperliquid. The James Wynn thing, very suspicious. Very weird. To me, it's like clearly marketing. Even though it lost, clearly marketing. That was compounded by the fact that Andrew Tate tweeting about Hyperliquid now. Like they're marketing. They're marketing hard. Andrew Tate LARPing about trading. Did you guys see that? He posted. That's one thing I love about these decentralized exchanges is he was like, I'm up 6,000 per. I don't even remember what he said. He was like lying about being like winning a bunch of trades or something on Hyperliquid. And then somebody, because you can just look it up on chain, looked it up, his account, because it's connected to his referral link, and he was down 600K or something. So just totally lying. You got to be careful about that shit in this space, guys. It's so easy for people to lie. And especially when it comes to centralized exchanges, there's no way to verify that. The centralized exchange has no interest in telling you if Andrew Tate's trades are real or if he's lying, right? But you can't hide it on a decentralized exchange. It's so spicy. Lil Bub Tate song is fire. I haven't listened to it yet. I'll have to listen to it. How much today's profit, Shaw? I don't know. I don't know what I'm up today. I'm not like a minute to minute trader. What's up, Silas? Chuck Woodle. Do I think Bitcoin will drop more? If it trades below yesterday's low, yeah. I think it has 106 is a great shot. What's up, Mohammed? How you doing, man? Bharat Mathur, how are you? Bit Tensor, you're looking at Tao. If you could do me a favor, if you're out there, you haven't hit the like button, subscribed, jumped in our Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. Can you do that now? Help engage with the stream. We're about to look at Solana. Then we're going to take some other requests, some other goodies. What is this mix? Got very chillin'. Should we put on the Andrew Tate song by Lil Bub? Lil Bob? I haven't listened to it. I did see a bunch of people say it was fire, so I have permission from Lil Bub himself to play it. To play his music. I didn't specifically say this song, but you guys should check him out. If you're into crypto, you're a nerd, you like music, you like Degs. Little Bubble, at Little Bubble on YouTube. I didn't get to meet him in Vegas, which I'm just realizing now. Never got to meet him. It's okay. It says I listened to it, but I did not listen to it. Lil Bub, man. I'm not going to play his music video, though. You have to check it out. You have to go to his site to watch it.
Everyone's got a boner. Everyone's happy. Bitcoin's going to the moon.
Everyone's got boner.
Everyone's got a boner.
Got boner.
Everyone's happy. Bitcoin's going to the moon.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Everyone's got a boner. Everyone's happy.
Everyone's got boner.
Bitcoin's going to the moon. Everyone's got a boner. Everyone's happy. Bitcoin's going to the moon.
This is not
I
bad.
can just buy Bitcoin.
You could. Just buy
I'll just
it.
buy more Bitcoin.
Do it. Don't be a bitch.
I can
Do it.
just buy Bitcoin.
Setting up Solana. We're gonna look at Solana next.
Ask Michael Saylor.
Yeah, this is really good. This is a great song. As far as crypto songs go, great song. Music video is good too. Go check it out. Go check it out after the live. Give him a subscribe. Give him some engagement. What's up, John Foster? How you doing, bro? Hype is good. Definitely sus it.
Buy Bitcoin. Buy more Bitcoin.
We're gonna do Solana right after the song's over.
Buy Bitcoin.
Preparing my thoughts.
Buy more Bitcoin. Buy Bitcoin. Buy more Bitcoin. realizes that Bitcoin's the best investment, because it is. It is better than everything else for a whole bunch of reasons. Don't ask me, ask Michael Saylor. He'll explain it in some fantastic way. He'll use Dungeons and Dragons, fucking spaceships, motherfucker telling a whole story.
Dungeons and Dragons,
as Bitcoin continues to outperform everything forever. Everyone scrambles for Bitcoin. Bitcoin owners get monumentally wealthy. That's fine. Most Bitcoin owners never want to sell it because it's deflationary. And I'm no longer throwing money around. I'm just buying Bitcoin. I can just buy Bitcoin.
I don't know if I believe that. That's what
buy
he's
more
doing.
Bitcoin.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
I can just buy Bitcoin. I'll just buy more Bitcoin. Ask Michael Saylor.
Ask Michael Saylor. Dungeons and Dragons and spaceships and shit. All right, this is good. Your ears are bleeding. It's almost over, Bob. Don't worry. It's almost over. Randy Hipper song? Yeah. Cassius made a song for me too. I'll have to find it and play it for you guys.
Buy Bitcoin.
Buy Bitcoin. It was over in 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
Buy Bitcoin. Buy more Bitcoin.
That was great. Little Bubble. Check him out. That was with Andrew Tate. I actually really like that. Really like that. All right, we're gonna do Solana. Barax, shout out to you, my friend. Barax just said, if you do join our Discord, our free Discord's discord.gg/TomCrown. If you do, remember, I will never add you. I will never DM you. You will get added and DM'd by accounts with my name and my picture. I'm never gonna do that. Not on our Discord. Not anywhere, on any platform. You can DM me. Like, you can DM my Twitter, you can DM me on Discord, but if I ever DM you or an account with my picture name DM you, it is a scammer. Do not send the money. Don't send the money. I'll never ask you for money, etc. Thank you. It's a good thumbs up, good heads up. Solana. We're gonna look at Solana versus Bitcoin. I summoned my thoughts here a little bit in the dollar pair, and I can already tell that's going to be reflected in what I'm about to say, or what I'm gonna say about the Bitcoin pair. What the? Can already tell it's going to be reflected. We're going to start with the dollar pair here on the quarter. Unlike Bitcoin, struggling a little here. On the quarter, last quarter's open, or the yearly open for Solana. Solana is down from the year open. That is in contrast with Bitcoin and the rest of a lot of the space. Not a great sign. Red yearly, that will change at 189 or higher. But here's what I don't love. On the quarter, we've looked at this before. The yearly open, after testing under $100, bouncing strongly, has rejected price again. If June can close Solana above 190, send it. Send it to all-time highs. Closes below, this looks pretty ugly. This is a rejected, failed high. If we close below 190 on this month, easy play, easy call, 125, back to this quarter's open. I don't like that. That is showing weakness in this chart. When you look at the month, was it the month? When you look at the month, you can see this a little bit better, zoomed in. Bar coding, traded sideways on these monthlies, hit all-time high, rejected. This support at 190, now resistance. Last month it tested the resistance, it rejected. That is bearish. On a bullish note, this month has double bottom versus last month's low. A retest of 190, I think, is very likely. Very good. Maybe a stop can be made at 140 or something or below. But that is strong resistance. That's going to be rough to eat through. I'll feel more bullish about Solana with any kind of closes above 190. The more, the better. Going down to the week. This is where things flip. So interpret this. A lot of what I say, guys, you should not just blindly follow. You should not just blindly believe. What you should do is listen to what I'm saying. And then evaluate how does that sound versus your own analysis, your own feelings, your own thoughts, and then decide if it's valuable or not, right? You can just throw out what I say if you don't think it is. So I'm not sure. I'm not telling you how to feel about this. But the month, the year, the quarter, and the month are not in good condition. They look bad. That changes above 190. When you get down to the week, things start looking better from a technical view. In April, Solana hit its 200 weekly moving average for the first time ever. Tested it as support and got a strong bounce. That is a good start. That is a very strong start. Never tested this before. Bounced. Awesome. Shot up. Traded above the 50. Rejected. Traded back down. But look at where this low came in last week, into the start of June. On the way up, it painted a bullish order block. It broke a higher high after hitting a lower low. Bullish uptrend began. Painted a bullish order block. Bullish engulfed. Closed above the 50 week. This was like the fake out. This was the trap for FOMO for late longers. The close above the 50 week. It did trade higher, but really, ultimately, it broke down. It backtested that bullish order block as support, and that held. The wick up shows those buyers came in at that price. Higher highs into this week show us that those buyers were not just getting trapped. They were actually real buyers, real bids. That's strong. That is the exact play that we were looking for weeks. You can go back on these live streams and see them. We're looking for a rejection down to that order block, a bounce at that order block, and to return to about 170. As we go down to the day, you'll see kind of why a little bit better, I think. Most of the space I was looking to reject from the 200-day moving average. That's exactly what Solana did. It got a little sketchy there, but it did reject, and it did come down. We were waiting back here on the 1st of June. We were talking about it, and I said, I still think you're going to see 143. People doubted it. We did end up seeing 143, and we got the bounce. Now we have a higher high on the day. We've retaken the 50-day. The logical target here is back to the 200 daily moving average. We're going to retest the 200. This is where I don't know what the next step is. I believe with strong confidence, we will see the 200-day tested. That'll be roughly 171, the target for our long trade, roughly. But what happens there is going to dictate, in my opinion, how that yearly, quarterly, and monthly time frame looks. If we reject from the 200-day on a test, as we have already twice, after setting a lower low, if we reject again at a lower high, I think Solana has a very bearish time ahead of it. I think that if that happens, that suggests that those monthlies are going to close ugly. It's not going to look good on the quarter, and that's a bad outlook, right? That's not a good outlook. If it retakes a 200, things are looking good. That can happen. A lot of space is looking bullish. That can happen. If that happens, I think we end up closing 190. We fix the bigger time frames, and Solana goes on to retest highs. This is a sketchy place. We nailed these trades. I honestly do not have another trade on Solana after this. We could just arbitrarily throw up a short at the 200, targeting maybe a higher low 150. We could, but I'm not as confident in that. I'm not confident in, honestly, even looking for a long on a close above the 200. Maybe like 190 back to 170, something like that. Maybe, but we'll see as we get there. I can't. It's too far out. After this, I'm not sure. But I'm very confident that this will play out at this point. If we look over at the Bitcoin pair, this is where things get a little nail bitey. Our big time frames on Solana do not look good. They can be fixed. It is possible. But then you look at the Bitcoin pair, and the Bitcoin pair is not showing us confidence yet. This was the deciding factor on the long Ethereum technical analysis I just did. And in the same way, it's keeping me from being bullish on Solana right now. There's a lot of open downward potential against Bitcoin for this. 0.0006, 60% downside against Bitcoin to fill this gap. Not necessarily calling for it yet. If it does hit, I'll probably be a buyer there and probably get a bounce there. But that's likely far away. Likely far away. On the quarter, not building confidence either. In fact, looking a lot like Ethereum and its downfall or its fall on the Bitcoin pair. Let's throw this up, right? I would say looking a good amount like Ethereum here. This is Ethereum against Bitcoin. Let's get to the month. Make it really comparative. There we go. Solana, you have the all-time high, little bear market, lower high, sideways down. Now use your imagination. Ethereum, all-time high, bear market, sideways down. But look what happened, right? I was bearish throughout this until this chart told me or proved to me otherwise last month. That could be what's going to happen here. Those look really similar. Things don't have to play out that way, but I don't super love the way the dollar pair looks. I need to see like that 190. Hopefully in that scenario, this kind of fixes itself a little bit. This is the hard chart though. This is really hard to push against. Bitcoin has all of the pressure in the market right now. Week here, man. The week you have an order block right here. You tested it in August. Wait, August-ish? I don't know. August-ish. Tested it, rejected. You have held this low so far, but man, this little green candle, 3 days into the week, you can see all of these weeks have had they have all top sides, have all tall wicks, meaning they traded green for some amount of time. I'm not convinced yet. I'm just not convinced. I think I'd have to see a break of 0.078, which is weird because that's really close to Ethereum's support at 0.18. It's 0.018. Weird coincidence, but weird nonetheless. You do have pretty strong support below you with a psychological number and bear market structure here. Resistance broken. Now potentially going to act as support on a test. So if this breaks down, which at this point I am not actively betting on it breaking down, but if I had to take a side, I'd probably be looking for it over up. I could see a short-term bounce, but if this hits, that's probably a solid place to look for the uptrend to begin. If I'm wrong, it moves up, resistance, what, 0.02, 0.018, like we said. Indicators looking down. I don't have RSI on here, though. Damn, how long have we been live? I went live 1:30. It's like an hour and a half. This is a long stream. RSI, we got a downside bias. I don't love it. I need to be shown. I need to be shown that this is over. I don't like how much it looks like Ethereum. I don't love the way the dollar pair set up. This is not the strongest looking bounce either. That all changes above 0.018. RSI bias to the downside. Really, every time it gets above 50, it gets immediately sold into. Money flow, momentum, bias to the downside. Not loving it. All sell-offs end at some point, at least temporarily. I have not seen it on Solana yet. To be fair, I've never been the biggest Solana bull, right? Got to take my bias, my perception into it as well. But I'm not loving it. That all changes. We're at 163. Just need 190. Hold 190, and then I'll shut up about it. Same way I was with Ethereum, man. I wouldn't shut up about being bearish on it until I met my conditions and I changed my mind. Dominance is probably the thing we should be looking at to try to like predict into the future where what those charts are going to do. We'll look at dominance then. We're probably not going to do too much more. I can't believe how few charts I've gotten through today for how long we've been live. That's wild. It's been a good time though. What about the new Sol ETFs in the next few months? Well, DJ, riddle me this. Riddle me this. Let me turn this back on. One sec. I gotta look it up. July 24. People asking about, okay, well, there's a Solana ETF, blah, blah, blah. How will that interact? We only have, what, 2 spot ETFs to look at. We have Bitcoins and we have Ethereums. Bitcoins was the first. It's Bitcoin. Maybe, you know, it's not, maybe it's a little different. Where was Ethereum's in this pair? And I'll give you a hint by showing you exactly where that was. Ethereum got a spot ETF. That's what happened. I'm not saying that that's because of the spot ETF. I don't think that the spot ETF was the mechanism or anything. But more what I'm showing is it doesn't seem to matter, right? And this was July of 24. We're in the bull market. If this was in a bear market, we could just write it off as, yeah, it was a bear market. Everything was going down. Bull market, spot ETF did not pump this chart, my friend. If anything, it was at the point of the breakdown which is suspicious. So let's really quick go back to Sol BTC. I'm proud of myself here. You're not gonna like this. You're not gonna like this. Where are we? Where are we? That's gnarly. It's not FUD, but it is some good FUD. Where is? Where'd he go? Why can I not see it? Weird. Oh yeah, because I did this. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. Okay. Just putting this here, right? I don't know. Like, the problem is, I guess it'd have to be like that, but fit like this. Right in the decline. It had been declining. It had stagnated. It had broken structure. Stagnated. It's broken structure. I don't know. I would not make the mistake, in my opinion, it is a mistake of changing your trading or investing plans based on a spot ETF. 50% of the time and 100% of the time it was not Bitcoin. It has not pumped the chart. I don't know why. I can't tell you why or how. It doesn't make sense. It's not logical. But I would not. Doesn't mean you can't be bullish on Sol, but I would not be bullish on Sol because of a spot ETF. Seems foolish. Grayscale has no Sol holdings. This time to dump like ETH and Bitcoin? Okay. I mean, that could be different. Do they not? Let's see. That's interesting. I mean, that's something for sure. And that does make sense. That's logical. I don't know about that though. Is that true? Grayscale Solana Trust fact sheet. Assets under management 85 million. I mean, that's not a lot. That's not a lot. $85 million is really not a lot. I don't know. That's a mechanism that you know, that's something you have to think though. So Grayscale, like when Bitcoin and Ethereum got ETFs, Grayscale, there was a rotation out of Grayscale. They had very high fees to these ETFs with lower fees. It was logical. But if the ETFs were purchasing more than what was lost from the Grayscale funds, that should push the price up. I think that's what happened. Yet it didn't have that impact. I don't know. Why so steep? I mean, that's where the ETF was for Ethereum. I guess I can't put words on a line. I don't know. I am a believer of, because none of that shit matters. And once the chart, this is what I believe, man. I think charts run the future. Once the chart showed weakness, it didn't matter. It was already going to do that. And that the ETF is just unrelated. That's my belief. You don't have to believe that. People are saying 1K Sol, yeah. You rock, Tommy. Thank you, One House Productions. What's up, Adriana Miller? Someone mentioned Sol network having congestion issues. Sol, I don't know. Sol is it's just not a decentralized chain, to be honest. Not in the sense of Bitcoin. They've gone down. Bitcoin doesn't go down. Only this kind of music going forward? Maybe, Alice. We'll see. Quick ADA peek. Barocks only because you've been here all day. I know. We barely done any charts. I feel bad. Do some alts. Syrup. Yeah, I think I said I'd do syrup. Well, that played. ADA. BTC. You can see, you can view this as is in discount and is a good value, or you can view it as, well, this chart's kind of bearish. We haven't seen many coins, or any coins. I'll say we have seen 0 coins over time trend up against Bitcoin in this pair. 0. Shitty reality. That could be disproven in the future, but for now, no. At the moment, ADA just in that similar condition. Lower highs, lower lows. Could be putting in a higher low here on the macro. Looking for what? If you're bullish, this is what you'd want to see, right? A return to this trend. You can probably throw a fib on it, get an idea. What you'd want to see. Let's see if we see any signs of it. Not yet. Not yet. That's many charts though. In fact, Ethereum, one of maybe the only ones I can name off the top of my head. It has technically held this low, or high, condensing, coiling. I wouldn't be, honestly, I would be surprised to see this go any other way than this. Some kind of sweep and then up. You see this a lot. You see this a lot on altcoins. You'll see like this big M, a sweep, and then makes the move to the upside. RSI, this is not great. Not alone, but not great. Big bias to the sub 50. Every time it gets above 50, that momentum gets crushed. I think in the short term, you can see this. Support broken. Come back to 711, currently at 650. It's like a 10% gain against Bitcoin. I could see that in the short term. Daily bias under 50. Just very little bullish momentum when it comes to the coin. But remember, if Bitcoin goes up 50% in price and this chart just goes sideways, right? It doesn't go up or down. Even though it's this low, it doesn't go up or down. Bitcoin goes up 50%. That means ADA went up 50% as well. Something to think about. Do not love that. Do not love this yet. I'll have to throw ADA into the Solana boat for now. I know, it's not what you want to hear. But I'll have to throw it into the Solana boat for now. I have not seen what I need to see yet. I am not bearish. I'm not bearish on the dollar pair. This is a very strong structure. I'm not bearish on this. But this has been sideways for a long time. How long has it been? 180 days-ish. It can continue. You can just keep doing that for a long time. It can even come down, break these lows, and then come back up. I think this is a bullish. This looks like Doge. I think this is bullish. But I'm not seeing the short-term price action, right? I'm not seeing like the explosion yet. I don't think it will trade below last August's low. I don't think it'll go below 28 cents or anything. But it can stay here for a long time. And until I see what I need to see, until I see higher highs, until I see higher lows, the Bitcoin pair of ADA holding strength, gaining strength, not bullish on it yet. See, this looks, I said it's a lot like Doge. Doesn't that remind you of Doge? I think Doge is extremely bullish. I think it's going to break all-time highs this cycle. But same thing. I haven't seen what I need to see here to change my mind. Hasn't broken this low, that's good. Could be close. Could be very close. Cookie. Something in chat. What's up? I thought it. What's up, bro? Syrup. I'm sorry. Sorry, Randy. Man, I gotta do voiceovers. Oh, by the way, guys, my new car. It's a used car, but new to me. I got last week Honda CR-V. Yesterday, literally yesterday, someone hit and run. Yeah, but it's not too bad. I got an estimate. It was like $800, but it's like brand new to me. It's just so trolly, of course. Luckily, they're doing construction here, and the construction workers saw it happen and got a picture of the plate, and so I got the guy's insurance. So I'm not gonna pay anything for it. Syrup, Cocoa Puff. Syrup. Wow. I don't know what I'm saying. Hey, Professor Beans, how you doing? Chilling over there. She loves working with her papa. I am her papa, and she loves working. Loves sitting next to me while I work. Okay. So I guess so this is a newer coin in the camp of hype. Good eye, Randy. This is interesting. New coin at all-time high against Bitcoin. Syrup, new coin, all-time high against Bitcoin. But to be fair, it's not really the same bar. When a coin is new like this, they often have periods of kind of finding where they're going to fit in, where their high is going to be. It's after that these coins often never go back to those levels, but here we are at all-time high against Bitcoin. Looks like it's hitting a pretty psychological level, 0.5. Oh yeah, because times 100,000. That's not bad. That's not bad. I get to see a little pullback to the previous support, 0.4. Let's look at the dollar pair though. So at all-time high versus Bitcoin, that's good. Shows it has momentum against the dollar. There's not a lot of charts, so there's not going to be a lot we can do with this. Let's grab previous resistance that is not tested on the weekly, 43.7 cents. Syrup. I like that. 43.7. Could look for a long. 59. 69. Nice. For the memes, maybe. 2 to 1. Tighter stop. 2 to 1. Can see that shaking like that. Not a lot of history. There's not going to be a lot we can do. It's at all-time high. You know, we can look upward. That's about it. We can use the fib tool. That's about it. 40 to 43 cents. You can see an entry. Other than that, there's really nothing we can do. Cool chart though, Randy. I'm going to put alerts on this. Syrup. There we go. Make sure you've liked and subscribed, my friends. Go check out joincrowncrypto.com. It's our private group. I'm going to try to make some content for them today too, but I got to do these voiceovers also. We'll see. Next week, FOMC. Yeah, at least I got the insurance. Next week, Chirpal will join us. You should be there. Sign up with Femex with BYDFI. You can sign up with no restrictions. Big deposit bonuses. They're good exchanges that I work with. I appreciate you tuning in. We'll be live again Friday. If Bitcoin blasts to all-time high tonight, we'll be live again tonight or tomorrow, whenever. I love you guys. Check out the Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. That's about it. Thanks for showing up.